Welcome back to Phoenix Wright. Trials and Tribulations. We've got a Lawrence missing. He's ill. Have fun with that. But we do have George back.
Hello.
And we have Iffy.
No.
And then we have me, Rob. Alright. So let's get on this. Let's get the show on the road. Right.
Dahlia Hawthorne, and my current profession, permanently retired.
Ah! So you're not going to bother hiding your dancing anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me.
What's going on here?
I'm pretty sure that summarizes George's entire mindset right now.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
So just as a small, I think you already know the catch-up. This iris is not actually an iris; it's a dahlia.
Yeah, that's the judge's line.
Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we'd meet again, and I never thought we'd meet like this. But this time, I'll end it. For her, and for myself.
Well, okay then.
Alright, good session, guys.
No, I'm gonna go now. Later.
You see you next week. Whack! Now then, I've been waiting to do that. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? Well, witness?
Yes, how can I help you, Mr. Judge?
Well, it seems that we're going to learn the truth. We need to hear your testimony.
I have no problem with that. But when you've seen what I have, sometimes the truth is better left unknown.
In any case, let's hear your testimony. Tell us about the plan, about the plan. It doesn't say about.
Because he's not. This one
That
isn't
was carried
Canadian
to-
for some reason, despite the fact that his brother is.
He moved. Tell us about. Fuck. Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night. Sorry, I have
disrupted your flow.
identity crisis.
The whole plan began with my death. A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master. But for it to work, Maya Fay would first have to die. The idea was for me to kill Maya and then have the blame pinned on Iris. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway.
Hold it!
So that means.
Wait a minute.
Never mind.
Did you just say the plan was to kill Maya Fey?
Yes, you have a problem with that?
Yes. Absolutely. Don't give us that nonsense. There's no way that... Iffy?
Check yourself, bitch! Now, watch yourself. Watch yourself. Butterfingers. Your opponent solve it during the cause of elimination. That's my rule. Get the fuck out of here.
Mr. Godot is correct, and by the way, that's my rule as well.
To kill Maya.
Oh, gross.
Could it be true?
I don't see any contradictions, so I'm just going to press everything. Let's see. You were executed last month, correct?
Yes, I was hanged. It wasn't exactly pleasant.
How did you manage to discuss the plan? When did you talk with Morgan Fay?
Last year, she was transferred to the same detention center as me. Since I was on death row and she was my mother, it was actually pretty easy to meet with her.
I see, so that's when you discussed the plan.
Goosed.
Are you
Disgust.
crazy? At first, that woman was planning to kill me as well.
Yes.
even though I'm her own daughter.
All to make Pearl Fey the master of Kurain.
She's a cold, twisted woman. She thought
I'm
she could
lagging a
finally...
bit.
Oh, what is it? Is it lagging?
I mean, I feel like I'm lagging. I can't tell if it's the thing or it's just my end.
What about you, George?
It's a little, but I can keep up.
Okay, I'll restart the stream. I've been disconnected. There you go. Is it working out for you now?
Dun, dun. Dun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She thought she could finally
Yes,
regain her lost honor. The honor she lost when her younger sister Misty took her place as the master. Ever since that day, she's been working on this plan.
A plan, huh?
Yes, Judge, that's...
A ploon, who?
Mm.
A
How
stupid...
conniving.
A stupid...
Okay, no, wait, I don't need to read this. I just need to press it. You're talking about Pearl Fey, is that correct?
Yes, though at first she had high hopes for the two of us.
You and your twin sister Iris.
That's correct. Fortunately, neither of us had much spiritual power. That's why we were abandoned by her, along with our father.
Abandoned?
Abandoned.
Abandoned.
The only person I ever really cared about in life was myself. My sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her at an old temple.
You mean Iris?
Yes, my father remarried a woman who also had a daughter. The less children you have, the more money there is to go around, right? On top of that, my father had absolutely no interest in children in general.
How sad.
The real horrible one was that woman.
He was met with an unfortunate fate.
That bitter, vengeful woman. It was her stubbornness that gave birth to that child, Pearl Fey. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power, unfortunately for her. Morgan Fey heaped all of her broken hopes and dreams onto that poor child's back. All because of her pathetic dreams of having her bloodline become the main family.
Maya would have to die, but why?
For her bloodline to succeed as the main family, thus making Pearl the new master, the remaining descendants of the current master had to be taken care of.
Objection! But Pearls would never agree to a plan like that. She adores Maya.
How sad. You still don't get it, do you? What Pearl wanted had nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl. The only thing she cared about was the position of the master. That's all.
But that's ridiculous.
She was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve her goal. The life of her daughter. And naturally, the life of Maya Fey as well.
How could anyone do that? I mean, Morgan Fey, this is the second time Morgan Fey has tried to have Maya killed.
It should be a surprise to nobody.
There I go, killing again.
Right. Oh, I'm getting stream lag. That's interesting. Can you guys hear me alright?
Mm-hmm.
Mostly?
Okay. You were going to kill Maya?
Pearl didn't need to know anything about it. All she had to do was follow the instructions in the letter and channel me. Then I would have simply used her body and finished the job. In any case, I'm already dead, and there's nothing any of you can do to me. Grr.
So the plan was to blame the crime on my younger sister. Sister Iris of the Great Temple.
She and I look absolutely identical. No one can tell us apart. If someone were to witness me killing Maya, naturally they would think it was Iris that had done it.
And the witness in this case was the head nun, Sister Bikini.
I never would have guessed she was going to return to Hazakura Temple that night. But she wound up seeing Iris's crime anyway.
But why did you want to pin the murder on Iris in the first place? She's your twin sister, isn't she?
Twin sister? Don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. I couldn't care less about her.
Backstabber?
You just don't understand. You never will. Anyway.
You think the plan was a success?
You heard me. Just as that woman had hoped. Maya Fey is dead. Now the title of the Master will pass on to Pearl Fey.
Objection! That's absurd! Maya is just... she's just trapped! Trapped inside the sacred cavern.
Really? You're as foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you? My darling Feeny. Do you want to know the truth? Ever since we met, I've despised you.
Full truth, nothing but the truth.
Your sniveling naivete and your pathetic faith in other people.
I just want to know one thing. What did you personally think of Morgan Fay's plan?
Morgan Fay?
I told you already, didn't I? It was a stupid plan. It had no point, no value other than fulfilling her own greedy desires. Yes, it was certainly nothing to be proud of.
If that's how you feel, then why did you help her carry it out? Why would you do it? Why would you kill Maya?
You may not understand it, being the kind and gentle soul that you are. You may not be able to appreciate why someone like me would help a woman like that.
Then tell me, why?
Isn't it obvious? I'm not like that woman. I only act in my own self-interest. The reason I helped her was... for myself. For my own personal satisfaction.
What did you say? So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reason for wanting Maya dead?
She literally just said that, motherfucker. Why are you repeating this?
So yes, the answer's yes.
Dahlia has no personal vendetta against Maya, per se. But I'm assuming it's because of this bitch.
Mia Fey.
Fia May.
Fey. Fey.
Touche.
Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself?
As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore. Because I'm already dead. Well, I had the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead. And you can't take revenge against them either.
You wanted to take revenge on someone.
I was sentenced to die because of that woman. Mia Fey.
Someone knew this was it.
I wanted to send her a message. It was at her hands that I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain she made me feel. Sadly, when I realized revenge was impossible, I gave up.
And the reason it wasn't possible is... was it perhaps because Maya Fey has already died?
Hold on, let me turn you up if you...
Nah.
Found you.
Talk slow like for epicness. I mean, I'm convinced his throat is fucking destroyed by all the hot coffee slurps down 24/7.
Yes, and I realized there's only one way to take revenge against the dead.
And you know... and how do you know that?
Even when the body
What are you
dies,
gonna call
the
it?
spirit, the ego, it lives on, forever. I wanted to take away the person that Mia Fey loved most. I wanted to kill her with my own hands. That would be the only one and only way I could take my revenge against Mia Fey. That was the reason I helped out with that woman's plans.
Just for that? For that you would kill Maya. Your goal was no different from that of Morgan Fay.
Morgan Fey?
Whack! as they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Isaac Newton. What a cruel plan. What a cruel plan. Cruel, cold, heartless, like my ex-wife.
Don't waste your
Yes,
time
wife
preaching
too.
to the dead about your ex-wife. I've already told you, there's not a thing you can do to me. That night, at about 9:30 p.m., I materialized into this world. I quickly pinned my hair up and put on a demon warding hood. Then I picked up the staff that was by my side and left Hazakura Temple.
Excuse me. So, it was at least a Nim who channeled her after all.
That ridiculous head nun never noticed a thing.
Okay, what?
What?
How does someone channeling her make her look like Iris? But when Pearl channels Maya, she just becomes a fucking giant woman in her little girl's outfit.
Because when you channel someone, your body shifts to look like the person that you're channeling.
It's all bullshit.
So when Elise channeled Dahlia, she looked like Dahlia.
It's all bullshit.
And when Pearls channels Mia, she looks like Mia. There's nothing wrong here.
It's weird, alright, fuck off.
She left Maya Fey at the inner temple and wobbled back, clutching her poor old back.
How dare you talk shit about Sister Bikini like that?
So you subscribe to Sister Bikini's OnlyFans, huh?
Simp for Bikini?
Jesus Christ.
What did you do then?
That kid
just
was
told you.
easier. That kid was easier to handle than I'd hoped. I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern, and then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and...
So then you're saying you stabbed Maya?
Giggity.
It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that.
What does that mean, no clear memory?
I don't know. I think I was stabbed.
You were stabbed?
At the last minute, Maya Fey must have stabbed me, I'm sure of it.
Objection! That's not like her at all. Maya wouldn't stab a French fry with a plastic fork.
Anyway, I suddenly lost consciousness. But before I did, I scrawled her name on the lantern. Just as I was passing out, I wrote Maya behind my back. I had hoped it would cast suspicion on her.
I can't believe she was thinking of that until the bitter end.
That's where my memory temporarily stops.
It stops?
And now collaborate and listen. Iris is back with a brand new edition.
Thanks.
I don't have any memory of actually killing Maya Fey with my own two hands. My very last memory was... Maya's terror-filled eyes. When I woke up after that, I was in the sacred cavern surrounded by darkness.
You're in a sacred cavern.
The entrance was sealed with one of those trick locks. Somehow I'd been trapped in there.
How did you wind up there?
I'd like to know that myself. Anyway, I was worried. I didn't know whether or not Maya Fey was dead, and I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew I had killed her myself.
For a ghost, you're one tough cookie.
I wanted to
You
get
know
out
what's
of...
great in cookie? Coffee.
I wanted to get out of there and make sure she was dead. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't get out.
Trick lock stopped.
I didn't know how to remove it.
So then you're saying you're actually confined against your will inside this sacred cavern.
Yes, I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible. But it wasn't easy. I kept getting interrupted while I was working on it.
Interrupted?
It was early in the morning, but someone came into the training hall.
Who?
Could it have been Maya?
I thought the same thing, but I couldn't see.
Why not?
If someone had spotted me, I would have lost my chance to take revenge, so I made sure to hide myself well at the back of the sacred cavern.
That morning, only 2 people could have gone into the training hall. Maya and Pearls. Pearls went there to cover the hanging scroll in gravy.
Still, I finally managed to remove the lock, but I was too late.
What do you mean by that?
The flies had already started to gather.
The bridge had been fixed and the police had started their investigation, correct?
Naturally, I couldn't go out, so instead I returned to the cavern and put the block back on myself. I realized I wouldn't get a chance to see Maya's corpse as I had hoped, but just then, Lady Luck showed up.
Lady Luck.
After that big earthquake, she showed up, all by herself.
The real Iris?
She said she'd come to make sure that the sacred cavern was alright. Stupid girl. I came out from the sacred cavern and got a feel for the situation. And I locked her away in my place.
She did the old switcheroo.
I had finally learned exactly what had happened. It was then that I learned that the plan had actually succeeded.
What do you mean your planet succeeded?
I had misunderstood one thing, you see. That night, the one who had summoned me, I had assumed that it was Pearl Fay.
Well, of course, you wouldn't have assumed that. It was written in the instructions.
But I was wrong. The person that had actually called my spirit back was... Misty Fay, the picture book author.
What?
Well, that's really the only possibility, isn't it? After I lost consciousness in the garden? It was her body that was left lying there. Maya Fay. I wasn't able to kill her with my own hands after all. But even so, I made her commit the most vile sin a human can commit.
And that is?
Matricide. The sin of killing her own mother.
No way!
Whack, whack, whack. Order, order. Order in the court. What is the meaning
Order.
of Udu?
True that I was the one who attacked
Oh,
Maya
dear.
Fay, but even so, the murderer who actually snuffed out Misty Fay's life was none other than a darling little Maya.
Objection! Ridiculous. That's nonsense.
Are you sure about that? Just think about it. There's even evidence supporting these facts, isn't there?
What? What do you mean? What is this so-called evidence? I have no idea what this is.
What even is evidence?
What even is this word evidence?
The fact that Maya Fay has disappeared is evidence enough, isn't it?
Huh?
The idea that she's still in the sacred cavern is just ridiculous. She wasn't able to escape from the inner temple, that much is obvious. In that case, there's only one place she could be.
Heck. Oh, sorry, where?
She double hockey sticks.
Do I have to spell it out? The bottom of the Eagle River, where else?
Eagle River.
Maya Fay
Eagles.
killed her long-lost mother. Can you imagine the guilt she must have felt when she realized that? That's why she threw herself into the Eagle River. Most bodies that wind up in there are lost forever. So, what do you have to say now, Feeny?
Doesn't this sound like Legend of Zelda song? Oops. Sorry, that's my foot.
What kind of ringtone is that? It's the fragrance of dark coffee, Phoenix, you uncultured fuck. Bruh.
Good do it here. Okay, thanks.
Was it your mother?
Yes. She broke my coffee maker, so I have no mother now. They just finished moving the logs from the secret cavern.
That's great! What about Maya?
There was a woman in the cave.
Yeah. Was it Maya?
No, it was Waldo. We finally found him.
Oh, good job.
Hey guys, it's me!
The next thing was actually infectious virus.
Huh? Don't look so surprised. I locked her in there yesterday. I just got finished telling you that. So, what about Maya? Where is she?
There was no one else found inside the secret cavern. Except
No,
Waldo.
it can't be. I told you, didn't I? She's dead. No. No!
Yes.
Well, fuck you.
It seems.
This is one of the random people in the courtroom. I always hated the bitch.
That this case has come to an end. A tragic end.
What?
I will now play the world's smallest
a
violin.
tragic fate, have you?
Sadly, it appears the killer of Elise Nim, so known as Misty Faye, was her own daughter, Maya Faye. Overcome with guilt for what she had done, Maya Faye jumped to her death in the raging waters of the Eagle River.
Speculative.
It can't be.
Was that me?
Yes.
Ha! Wright. You ever heard this one? Once you eliminate the impossible, the remains must be the truth. No matter how improbable it may seem.
What's that supposed to mean, Prosecutor Godot?
Man, shut the fuck up.
That wasn't very nice.
Witness, I ain't a nice person. According to this witness, Maya Faye threw herself into the Eagle River. However, is that really the truth? Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was taking place in the garden. Which means if Maya had thrown herself into the river, it must have been from the inner temple side near the bridge.
That's right. That's where she jumped from.
But that's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible to jump into the river from there.
What?
Don't get your panties all twisted up, Trey. What the fuck? Relax and think through the whole thing again.
What are you what the fucking about, Iffy?
To fucking to get your panties in a twist sounds so weird for this game.
So it's impossible? Maya couldn't have thrown herself into Eagle River?
Whack! Oh, Mr. Wright? Miss Hawthorne claims Miss Faye threw herself into the river from the inner temple side. Do you have any evidence that refutes this claim?
Yeah, we do. Say she jumped from here. At the inner temple side. You see it?
Ah, she would have gone splat.
She would have gone splat. They would have found the body. She can't get to the river. This was a contradiction that came up in the Mia case and everything. So it should be this. It's impossible to jump into the Eagle River from the inner temple side. No one knows that better than this witness.
What did you say?
11 years ago, you jumped into the very same river. just take a look at this overhead map. As you can see, below the cliff on the inner temple side is a big rock shelf.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh shit.
Yep, that's a thing.
She wouldn't have reached the river if she had jumped off from there. In other words, if she had jumped up, we should be able to see her body in this photo.
Ah, shit. You finally figured it out.
You... No!
Vegeta, yeah.
Whack. Sorry, I just wanted to do that.
You're just fucking with me. Maya Faye's body is at the bottom of the Eagle River. There's nowhere else she could possibly be hiding.
Miss Hawthorne, have you ever heard this one before? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. You know, just said it, just now, 2 seconds
Don't
ago.
just steal my quotes.
Yes, just a few minutes ago. Maya Faye wasn't inside the sacred cavern. We now know that she didn't throw herself into Eagle River.
Correct. Eliminates all the most likely possibilities.
Now, although it seems improbable, there's still one other place she could be.
What? What is this one possibility that you're talking about?
But that's obviously a bluff. So where's her dead body then?
Finally, I think the pieces are falling into place. Normally the living have no way to punish the dead. But I think there's a way to give Dahlia Hawthorne the ultimate punishment. Shall I tell you, Miss Hawthorne?
Stern
Shall
talking
I
to?
tell you? What? What did you say,
A
Evan?
stern talking to.
Jesus. Shall I tell you where Maya is this very instant? Can you guys guess?
I already got it.
What about you, Judge?
Yeah.
There's only one possibility left. Namely, she's right here in this very courtroom. What?
My face here?
So she's in my courtroom?
Objection.
Dahlia Hawthorne. I seem to recall that you said, if I had misunderstood one thing, you see.
So what?
But I think there's one more thing you misunderstood.
What do you mean?
Tell me something. At this very moment, who is channeling Dahlia Hawthorne?
Why, that's obvious. It's Pearl Fay, that pathetic little sniveling runt.
You're wrong. Pearl's tried, but she couldn't do it.
I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened.
Isn't there any explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit.
Someone called me before Pearl did? But who? Pearl's even tried again on the day after the crime, but she couldn't do it. What could that mean? I think the truth is becoming clearer to you right about now, am I correct? Ah! It wasn't Pearls that channeled you. There was someone who called you before she could, and that person is Maya Faye! This is an easy one. Pearls couldn't do it, and Misty Faye is gone. There's only one possibility left.
Come on already, I can't stand the tension.
Dahlia Hawthorne! The person channeling you right now must be Maya Faye! What?
Whack, whack, whack! But how could that be?
Hold on, we'll be back next time on Phoenix Wright.